Hello, Jamie from InkyandScrappy, sharing with you today Heifer, Please, a brand new stamp set brought to you by Trinity Stamps. That image is hand-drawn by yours truly, Jamie from InkyandScrappy. So I was so excited to get my hands on my baby on Tuesday. It finally came in. It's been, like 3 months since the start of it all. And yeah, I'm not a patient person. We all know this. I tell you that all the time. So I was super excited to ink this one up and get to coloring and creating with it and all of the things. If you want your very own Heifer, please go check out Trinity Stamps at InkyandScrappy.com and make sure to get it in your cart. So run, don't walk, because once it's gone, I have no clue if they are going to do a reorder on this one or not. And, so if it's out and you want it, make sure to put it on your wish list. The more people that put it on their wish list, the more likely it will get put back into the pre-order categories. Keep in mind, pre-orders do take 12 to 14 weeks. So if you do put Heifer Please into your cart and you add any other stamps that are on pre-order, it will take until those pre-order stamps come in. So it could take 12 to 14 weeks. But if you just order Heifer Please or stamps that are in stock, hint, hint, this is what I do, 2 separate orders. So I do in stock and then I do pre-orders. So, I can get the ones that are in stock faster. And shipping is really reasonable with Trinity Stamps, so I never feel bad about doing 2 separate orders. I will link below for your direct link to the stamp set and then also to the 15% off first time referral code. And then inking this stamp up, because it is such a highly detailed clear mount stamp, I do suggest doing the stamping platform for if you're going to color the image. This was done on a piece of foam underneath it to help cushion that stamp impression to get a clearer, crisper image. And it wasn't perfect on each one of these stamping images, but it was fairly good for the most part once my stamp was actually conditioned. So just keep in mind, because it is such a fine detail stamp, that it's going to take a little bit more pressure or a stamping style platform stamping style tool to get a good impression with it, at least from my experience. To celebrate my first stamp, I have decided to do a giveaway of Heifer Please to one loyal follower from InkyandScrappy's YouTube channel. So all you need to do to be eligible to win is make sure you are subscribed to InkyandScrappy and leave a comment below. I will pick a winner next week, Saturday at noon Central Standard Time. I will list the winner on the description box below. I'll just go in and edit it, and then I will comment on their comment with letting them know how to get in touch with me to claim their prize. This is not sponsored by anybody, and I am the sole person who is responsible for taking care of this giveaway. Open internationally, and good luck. So for this card, I kept it fairly clean and simple, at least clean and simple for me. The stamp set itself just leans towards a cleaner and simpler styled card, which, is fun to do some of those faster ones. The image itself probably took me about 15 minutes to color from start to finish. And then I did run mine through my brother's scan and cut to get them cut out like they are. Keep in mind that my brother's scan and cut did not like all of my little cow whiskers, so it did cut off one almost completely, and the other ones it clipped. I guess it needed some shaped whiskers. I don't know. They were black lines. Usually it cuts so good. So I thought it was just the one image, and then I'm like, nope, it's doing it to all of them. So I just let it go because it wasn't that big of a deal to me. I did stamp that sentiment onto my cardstock with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and then I coated it with some clear embossing powder and then heat set that. And then to add my image onto the front of my card, I did use a action wobbler. It adds that little bit of spring and interactive feature that we all love to play with on the front of a card. And yes, every time I go by it, I might make its head wiggle. Mabel's going to be dizzy. It is what it is. So I also brought in some Trinity Stamps clear. No, I ended up going with the white clay hearts on this one. I liked the brown and I liked the black, but I really wanted my image to be front and center and not have anything else take away from it, I guess, on this one. And so I went with that white one because it's a little more subtle than a black or a brown heart would have been. And I like how it turned out. Even if my Heifer Please was not straight on my stamping tool when I stamped it, because, you know, I was trying not to get my head in the image. It is what it is. So the inside of this one says, "You are fab. You are utterly fabulous." So for my second card, because yes, I did include two in this one, I hand drew a body for my hairy coo, just the shoulders of the cow, using the same style that I did to create my cow head image here. It wasn't too difficult. It's not perfect by far, and I just kind of did a rough sketch on the outline of how big I wanted it with a light pencil, and then I just went directly in with my Copic friendly ink pen fine liner to just add in the detail of the hair. And it wasn't perfect, and it didn't really have to be perfect because that black fur covered up any mistakes I might have made. It looks way better than it actually looked while it was before it was colored. Does that make sense? And I didn't do it on camera because I wasn't really planning on including that in a card on camera, but I ended up filming this one anyways. So I did bring in some Doodlebug designed paper for this one. It is the Down on the Farm 6x6 paperback. And I knew I wanted that frame, or I wanted to frame my cow. And so I had actually picked out a wood grain from that set. And then I'm going to end up switching it out because I decided I don't like it with my black cow. I think it would have looked better with my brown cow, but you know, I roll with the punches. I like to be fluid in my creativity. So sometimes what I had in mind doesn't always work out, and I'm okay with switching it out to something else. So I did stamp that sentiment on there right away with that Onyx Black pigment ink, and then coated it with clear superfine embossing powder, and then heat set that. Oh, the magic of heat setting. It's always so pretty. And so once that was all set, then I could get down to actually building my scene here. So I was trying to decide on my card base. I had originally planned on doing it with that darker teal color. And then I decided it was maybe too much for the other background. It probably would have looked alright with the different frame, but I was kind of still planning on using that brown one at this point, and I thought the gray would look good with the cow's fur. It would, you know, tie in. So I was keeping it more, trying to keep it more, I don't want to say monochromatic, but simpler in my color choices. So I wasn't adding way too many colors to it. And then I'm just going to pop that rectangle onto my card base there. And then place my hill. And this is when I decide, I don't know if I like the brown. I was kind of like, okay, it's all right. That's why I was like, well, maybe I should go with the brown one. But I really liked the body that I had created for the black one. So I'm going to stick with my black one on this one. And then just trim up that double-sided tape that might be hanging over the edge. I probably wouldn't have had to because my frame would have covered it up. But, you know, I like to make sure things don't accidentally stick to where they're not supposed to stick. I have a hard enough time with that one anyways. If you've watched future or past videos, you already know this. Drop-itis. It's my game. So I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of my cow image here. Just to that head part. Since I already added the head to the base on a piece of foam tape, it's already popped up. And I wanted to keep that height so it didn't bow down. And then I'm just going to adjust this until I think the horns, I was trying to center the horns more than anything else. Or, you know, the nose, I guess. And so then I'm going to take some foam tape, some 1/8 inch foam tape, and run that around the outside of my new cut frame. And of course, I went with a black glitter frame because, you know, it's glittery. And I thought Mabel needed some glitter in her life. It added that little bit of pizzazz that I thought was missing with that brown frame. And then it ties in that black cow and the black sentiment onto the cardstock base there. And then I'll bring in some Trinity Stamps jelly black hearts to finish it off with. It kind of gives, I did it so it kind of looks like it's a thought bubble to just, you know, remind yourself that it's not always your problem to deal with. And that will finish up my second card for my introduction to Heifer, Please. I am so excited to share this stamp set with you. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And if you get it, please let me know that you have picked it up. And I would love to see your work on it. Please link or... So if you pick up Heifer, Please from Ink Road Stamps, please tag me in your makes. I would love to see them and see what you end up doing with this stamp set. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment for a chance to win this stamp set from me before September 17th at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a great day and keep getting inky.